Hello, folks. Welcome back to Doc's Entertainment. This is Reverend Docstater here, and we are in episode 6, Winter. Sorry, this one's a little bit late. We tried streaming yesterday, but there were some technical difficulties, so we weren't able to stream at all yesterday. Today we are being joined by my wife again, Chaos, on Dritz.
Hi.
And today we are going to be doing some extra. We are going to be talking about a number of things today. So I don't know how much adventuring we're actually going to get done, but we are going to get to some rather important content here. One of the things we're going to be talking about, as you can see here, is we're going to be going to the nest egg because that's a short quest. Now we're going to be learning about enchanting today, which is something I've been talking about a little bit here and there. We're going to be learning about companions today. And then we're going to go into doing the spell plague, which is your next main quest that you're going to be doing. So let's first talk about... Okay, now you notice in here, I do have multiple quests going right now. And the first one that has up as the nest egg. So in order to change that, you press your touchpad in the center, and you can use your directional pad to go up or down to choose the one you actually want. So today we're going to go to by companion so we can see what the whole companion thing is all about. So we're heading down here. Now it doesn't really make much of a difference if I run or take my horse, because my horse is not a whole lot faster, so... And we enter into the compendium. Or emporium, sorry. Now we will talk to these people eventually, but for right now we're going to go back here and talk to this person.
If you need a companion or have any questions about companions, then you've come to the right place, my friend. How can I help you?
We click on tell us about companions. And as you can see, companions will fight with you, heal you, help you in all of your adventures. They gain experience, and you can even... When your companion has gained enough experience to level up, you'll need to send it off for training. It will return after a few minutes stronger than before. How long it takes actually depends on how on the level itself is. It can take quite some time, not just a few minutes. Now, that's not all you can do with companions, however. Each of your active companions will also give you or your summoned companion an active bonus. And that is true. So we'll talk about those in a little bit. Actually, let's go into them right now since it's got a thing on here. What types of active bonuses are there? Most active bonuses will increase your personal abilities, such as adding to your chance to critical hit or take less damage from attacks. Some active bonuses will trigger randomly from your attacks, doing various things like more damage or healing you. You should definitely look through your available companions and select the right companions to join your active band. Now, as for which companion you should choose, that's really up to you. There are some companions that a lot of people will suggest, such as the bullet or the bullet pup or the deep crow. Yep. These are companions that a lot of people will suggest because they do offer some pretty interesting bonuses. But it really is up to you how you want to set up your character with the companion. But there are some things to take into consideration with that. So we'll go back and talk to him again. Now you see here we have 4 different choices we can make. We can either get the man-at-arms, apprentice healer, wayward wizard, or a dog. Okay, now the man-at-arms is a melee attack type companion. Not too bad. Can be pretty useful for at times. The apprentice healer, well, that's going to heal you. That's his main function. So if you're, like in my case, I'm a tank, I don't really want my companions attacking because they're going to draw things away from me. The apprentice healer would probably be a good one for that, because it'll help heal me while I'm while I'm sitting there fighting things. The Wayward Wizard, that one is a magical attack based. It's what they call a controller companion. It controls, often deals with large numbers of enemies at the same time. They favor offense over defense, using powers, deal damage to multiple foes at once. A lot of this is really nice, except for the fact that, again, every time they do it, they draw aggro. And that pulls the monsters away from me. I want the aggro on me. I want that monster to be aggravated with me and come after me. That's what aggro means, by the way, is aggravation. Okay. A dog is a, what they call, this one's a striker companion, so it actually does attack. But this one will do things like knock them over and stuff like that, so it helps keep them off of you. Again, I don't want them off of me. So in this case, I'll go with the Apprentice Healer. That would probably be the best one for my character. Now there is something that, like I had said before, if you are part of a, if you have joined your account with Arc, you do get a free companion. However, I'm not going to use that free companion on this particular character because of the fact that if I use that companion, again, it's an attack companion, it'll draw aggro from me. So now here you can buy new companions. Now, remember Chaos gave me 50 gold earlier, which means I can buy any of these companions I want. I can get a Man-at-Arms, Wayward Wizard, another healer. I can get a Con Artist, which actually does gives me a chance on critical hit to deal 5% more damage over time. Another dog, or a Shield Maiden, which gives me 400 deflection and 200 combat advantage. Now this is the power bonus bonuses that they were talking about. Now you notice here the Wayward Wizard gives you a power bonus, a player bonus power of 400 defense and 200 armor penetration. What that means is that you're going to be harder to hit, obviously, but armor penetration means you'll be ignoring some of their defense when you attack. Man-at-Arms gives you defense and combat advantage. Now, combat advantage is when you or your companion or another player on opposite ends of an opponent, you do additional damage. The Apprentice Healer gives me more hit points and an incoming healing bonus, which is something I definitely want for my tank, because again, healers are supposed to be focusing on the tanks. So if we have an incoming healing bonus on our tank, it means we'll get that much more hit points from every time they heal us. The Sellsword gives us 400 awareness and 200 accuracy. Awareness is kind of useless in this game. It allows you to see the monsters from farther away. You really can't attack it by the time you can see them half the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The dog gives you armor penetration and power, which is good, especially for melee attack or melee characters, DPS type characters. You really want to have armor pen and power. For things like your trickster rogue, your barbarians, stuff like that, you want to have armor penetration. Give you a chance to heal over time. Does damage over time, sorry, I already talked about those ones. And then you have exotic pets that you can get. These ones require Tourmaline trade dwars, which you can get from opening chests. Once you get VIP, you get keys that you can use to open up chests every day. These all have also, when you're looking at these, you want to check to see what kind of power bonus they're going to give, and are they worthwhile. There are some, like say for example, I think the Fiora is, let's see, is this one what I wanted? Oh, one of them are, there are some that are augment type companions. They don't attack or anything like that, but or heal you, but you can get extra bonuses from their stats.
That's what the Boule pup and the Deep Crow Hatchling are, is augmentation pets.
Right. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have any augmentation pets in here that we can get. Let me take a look further down here. Oh yeah. Okay. The Ion Stone of Might. That's an augmentation pet. It doesn't really do anything, you know, as far as when it's brought out. It doesn't attack or heal you or anything like that. But it does give you 1000 deflection and 500 power, which is pretty nice. But on top of it, you see over here, it has 4500 health and then defense and stuff like that. So what it does is it'll take some of these ratings, a percentage of these ratings depending on how high level it is, and it will give those to you. So for example, in this case, I believe it's like 10%, I think, something like that, at this level. And what it would do is it would give you 2 extra points in defense, critical strike, accuracy, combat advantage, and so on and so forth. And an additional 450 health points. So it actually helps add on to your character quite a bit in many different ways. So augmentation can be very useful, especially when you level them all the way up. But right now we're not going to get any of these. We're just showing how it looks. And then over here we talk to her. Now this is the Zen market again that I talked about earlier. In here, the reason why they have us come in here is because there's also more companions that you can get if you purchase Zen. You can either purchase Zen with real money or with Astral Diamonds, but it's relatively expensive for Astral Diamonds. And then, for some reason, okay, I didn't do my companion. So once you get in there, you go down to the options key, go down to companions, and then it'll pretty much talk you through how to do it. So you go to your summon tabs, which you obviously don't have anything on there. Press R2 to continue, and then it talks about the different stats. Now the bonding stones here will provide benefits that apply to any summoned companion. Bonding runestones and companion gear are not specific to individual companions and will always be applied regardless of which companion is summoned. Now the nice thing about that is it used to be every companion had to have their own items and their own bonding stones. Now it's a lot cheaper because you only have to do one for all of them. But the way you had it set up before, you could personalize it to each individual companion. So if you had a companion that attacked, you could put a lot of attack stuff in there that helped boost its power, help boost its damage, stuff like that. And if you had one that healed you, you could put a lot of things in there that helped its outgoing healing, that helped, you know, its defense, things like that. Now you set it up one for everybody. Now in here, you have all kinds of different slots. Defense power, offense power, utility powers. These things are used for when you add your companions into them. You'll gain some, you can put their powers to use in here. The more companions you have that have specific powers will give you different choices you can put in there so you can personalize it to your playstyle and to your character. And these work whether they're summoned or not. These powers that are available here, as long as they're in your grouping, as long as you have them, you can use their powers. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll summon a companion. No, we don't have a companion to summon yet. But anyway, that's the companions. So again, we go down to companions. Oh, we didn't do it. Sorry,
In
my
your
brain's all
bag.
over the place today. So you got to go to your bag, go to your companion. In this case, it's a little letter. Bind them, and now you see your companion. Now, when you get your companion, you want to name them. I'm going to name him Doc, since that's what he's going to be for me. He's my doctor. Once you enter the name, hit circle to close, and he's done. Now, you go over to companions, like I've been trying to do, summon, and now he's under invokers, and you see again he's got a bolster of 1%, which means he gets a bonus for that particular category. And the higher level they are, the more percentage they're going to bolster that. They're going to assist that.
You can also add him to your companion powers.
Okay, so now that I have him summoned, we go over to here, and we notice we don't have any bonding runestones or any companion gear at this time, so we're not going to worry about those yet. And now that we do have him summoned, or now that we do have him in our grouping, we can actually put a companion power in. That's what that was talking about. So let's take a look here. We got a defense power. Actually, we don't have any powers that he will allow me to do for some reason. Let's see. Okay, manage all companions. Bolster increases the attack and the power of a summoned companion of that category, and can be increased by collecting more powerful companions within that same category. So it does help each of your individual companion within that category. And you do have multiple different types. Again, the same as always, you have your common ones, which is what I'm using currently right now. You have your uncommon, which is a green one, your rare, which is blue, and then you have epic, which is purple, and then legendary, which is orange. And theoretically, you can get up to mythic, which is which is like a shiny, I don't know what color you'd call that, but the only companions I've seen so far that can possibly do that is Sergeant Knox. If you buy him at legendary, you can't upgrade them from anything below legendary into mythic. So the highest most of these you can upgrade to is legendary. Okay. So it's still not giving me a chance to put in any options for the powers for this particular companion.
They might have to be uncommon or higher.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They may have to, it may depend on their level as to whether or not you can do it. But now this wants me to talk to the vendor, which I already did before, and then talk to the Zen vendor, which again I already did before. So I'll talk to them just to. And now we get the treasure chest, which in this case we get a whole 1 quartz. Hey, refinement point is a refinement point, right? Alright. So let's refine that. Now we can either go continue our quests, however I want to look at some other possibilities here. Okay, now that so the next one we're going to do is we're going to do auto enchant. I prefer to get all the quests that I currently have done before I go back to talk to Sergeant Knox to collect them. Otherwise, it's a lot of running back and forth. This way. Sometimes the loading screens do take quite some time. Now, I'm honestly kind of surprised I haven't gotten the guild quest yet, but... Okay, so now we'll go... Why does it keep wanting me to do that? Alright. Lost my line here for a minute. There we go. My line had to redirect. So we'll follow our line. Now we're going to learn about enchanting. This is another very important aspect of the game that you're going to be doing.
There is so much to see in this world and others. Welcome. Come to learn about enchantments, have you? Well, the best way to learn is through doing. I can give you everything you need to try your hand at refining and upgrading an enchantment. By refining and upgrading an enchantment, runestone or artifact.
Okay, so now that we've done that, what we want to do is we want to go into our inventory and we want to go down to inventory options. The quickest way to do that is by pressing L2 to go to the bottom, and then we can get down to inventory options. Otherwise, it's going to go through all the bag slots. Now we go down to convert refinement points, add a single item. Now she gave us 2 quartz, so we're going to use those. Select convert all, so we hit square, and now they're both converted into refinement points. So we'll hit circle to close. Now we go back up. We can do that by hitting R2 again. We go back to the main one. We go to our ring. Sometimes it's a little hard to see because for some reason they put the words right over it half the time, so once we're on it, we're going to hit there, and then we're going to go down, we're going to hit X, go down to refine enchantment. Now you're going to need refinement points, and that's what we've been collecting this whole time, is refinement points. That's what the what you call it are that we've been collecting, the quartz. So we put them in there, and now it says we're going to, in order to upgrade this, because it is such a low level, we need a refining, what's called a regent, in order to continue it up. This particular one we have as a mark of potency rank 1. Now, if you're refining things that are a little bit higher level, you're not going to need such a low mark of potency. You're going to need higher ones. So we'll hit R2 there to finish that out. This talks about the percentage chance that you have to actually successfully refine it. In this case, we have a 100% chance because it is so low, it's going to give us it, literally. If you have less than 100% chance, you can set your ward, you can put a ward in there in order to make sure that it doesn't fail. Or if it does fail, to make sure that you don't lose your regents, your mark of potency, your enchanting stones, different things like that you're going to have in there. Because those can get pretty expensive. You don't want to lose those if you can help it. So now with this, we don't need to worry about a ward because we do have a 100% chance of success. So we go to upgrade, confirm, and of course it's succeeded. We now have a Dark Enchantment rank 2 in there. Before it was a Dark Enchantment rank 1. And now we can take that ring and we can put it on. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is dealing with enchantments is you go over your options key, go to options, and then up here it says require ward to upgrade. It's going to be your first option. You want to make sure that's on, because again, that way if you don't have a ward and it goes through trying to refine it and it fails, it will use all of your enchantment materials that you use to try to enchant it. Your enchanting stones, your mark of potencies, and like I said, those can get really expensive really fast. Yes, wards are expensive too, but they're not as expensive as all those enchantments will, as all those stones and mark of potencies will be. So now that I have that on, I'll exit out of there. And now, the last thing it wants me to do is talk to the exchange vendor. Okay, so I'll set up a path for that, and then we'll go talk to the exchange vendor. This isn't going to be as important for most people starting now, because you're not going to have any of the old gear. But if you do happen to come across old enchantments that can't be used, where we're going now is where you're going to go to trade them in. So you can get new ones, the ones that we're actually using now. So we follow our line again. And it is a little bit of a trek, so I will use my super speedy horse. Now, if she wanted to, she could fly right by me, because she's got 140 times speed on hers. Compared to my 50%, she got 140%. So we come over here, we talk to the antiquities.
I'm always looking for ancient relics to study.
And here is where, if you'd managed to get older gear, like the old bonding stones, old keys, you can turn these in here and get new ones. That all changed with mod 16. So if you're coming back from an old character who was prior to mod 16, you're going to have a lot of old gear that you're going to want to exchange over here. However, if you're brand new to the game, you're not going to have to worry about it. You're probably never going to talk to this woman in probably another year or two before they make a major change that's going to outdate everything we currently have. If they even ever do. Hopefully they don't, but you never know. Alright. Now, unfortunately, that did not, for some reason, allow me to succeed that quest. Yeah, so I'm going to have to just drop it because it's not letting that quest go through success.
It usually doesn't. That quest is glitched.
Yeah, and you're going to find some like this from time to time. Usually they're not that big of a deal. They're not, quests that are paramount to completing anything. But every once in a while you will find something that is. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go to Sabella, because remember we finished a quest for her. So we want to go to Sabella so we can get our reward for finishing that quest up to this point. And don't worry, Chaos has a bad habit of getting in my way when I go to click on something.
Mm-hmm.
I foresee great things for you.
Okay. So now we go to collecting the
I was
past,
confident you would find the necessary.
complete that out. And now we go to assembling the future.
Supply of raw material.
Okay. Now the nice thing about this, again, we go to campaigns, go to intro to campaign, and now we have completed 0 of 4, but it is available. It is orange, so it is available. We can actually use it. So let's go ahead and do this. Now this is gonna, like I said, this used to take an hour to do, 15 minutes for each section, and we gotta do this 4 times. Now, however, it only takes a matter of 10 seconds. So we'll go ahead and finish this out. This is, instead of taking an hour to do it, it's going to take less than a minute. And each time we succeed, each time we finish one out, you notice we're getting a one of her symbols that we can use for purchasing, the symbol of Savaris, along with the orb quadrant, which we need for the next part. This should be my last time through, and then we'll be able to continue on with the next one. The next one also only takes a couple of seconds, so that's not going to be that big of a deal. And now we go into the next one, finish that one out. And now we have a considerable number of words. Now it's saying we're missing requirements, so we can't continue that one yet. So we go back here, talk to Sabella again. Assembling the future complete. And now we go to searching the present, and she gives us the order documents. She gives us what we need to continue the next stage. So we go back to go our campaigns. Go back into there. And we still don't have it because what we need now is we need the documents in order to finish this out. The documents are in a later level that we'll get into, and we'll show you those at that time. How to do it then. The other thing that you note that we can get right now is we can now go into the store, and we do have a number. We have 18 of those Savaris pieces that we can use to purchase them. The symbol of Savaris. So again, we can purchase a Stone of Health, which we're going to need, so we're going to buy that. We could actually get, we can get a retraining token, which we may need, so we'll buy that. And now we can get a Minstrel. A Minstrel gives us 1000 power and 500 awareness, and on top of that, it also increases, it can heal you and your companion for 4% maximum health over 15 seconds when your companion is near. The value of that buff is dictated by the companion itself, or how high level the companion is. So we'll go ahead and purchase that. Now again, we do want multiple companions if we can get them. In this particular case, we have a couple of different healers. So we'll bind him. Now, we're going to name him, but I'm not sure what to name him because he is a bard, basically. He's a minstrel. He's a musician. So I think I'm going to name him Axel.
How about David Bowie?
There you go. We'll do that. We'll appeal to a little bit larger crowd. If I can remember how to spell Bowie. Bowie.
Bowie.
Okay. There we go. Now I have a character named David Bowie. Well, a companion named David Bowie. Alright. So, now, if you notice, while we were doing that, we got a message saying that our companion has gained enough experience to be able to upgrade, or to be able to level up. And also on our screen you see we have little boxes and a little hand. So let's first get rid of the boxes. That's the collection. That's because we got a new companion, so it's going to go in there, and we got that to our collection. Now we go to companions, and this particular companion, Doc, can actually be upgraded, or gain a new level. So we're going to begin training. Now you notice here it's going to be 13 minutes for him because he's going to go up 5 levels, which is awesome. And it's not that long, but later on it's going to be a lot longer. So we'll go ahead and begin him. And now, because we have a minstrel, we actually have a new power. And the minstrel has minstrel discipline, which adds to my item level and gives me 1,000 power and 500 awareness, whether I have him summoned or not. So that's nice. And now, since we don't have any companions summoned, the minstrel, however, unfortunately is under fighters. That means he does attack, but he also heals. So I'm going to summon him for now. That way we make sure we have a companion with us at all times. Whether our companions are being training or not, we have a companion out. That's part of the reason why you want multiple companions, along with all the different benefits you can get from them. Okay, so now that we have this, now we're going to go to Sergeant Knox and turn in the missions that we've already done. And then we'll see if I get enough XP to go up another level. If I do, I have a feeling we're going to get another quest for the guild, but we'll see. And if we do, we'll talk about that. Because that's another major important part of the game. As funny as it is, it can be very useful if you have a guild. So since we're going a little bit of a distance, we're going to ride our super fast horse. Uh-oh. Looks like we're got a little bit of a lag spike. Not too bad though. Now, yes, I know my line went the other way, but that's because it's pointing at something else. Something I don't want to do yet. So we'll go over here and talk to him. Get that. Okay, we didn't get enough to go up another level. So, the next thing we're going to do, stop moving, is go back to our quests. Now, you can you can hide quests or bring new quests or open up. So, for example, you can look at only the quests you want to. Now, in this case, we're going to do Nest Egg instead of Troubled Times for now. And I do believe I have to share that one. I think. Yes, that one is shareable. Okay, so we'll share that one. That way, when we go into this dungeon down here, Chaos can get out. So we're going to enter the sewer here. And we'll move on to the next stage.
Trap.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a trap right there. So you want to make sure you avoid that. If you have a rogue with you, they can disarm it.
Just need a rest for a bit.
Then you want to take up any quest you can.
Afraid you haven't caught me at my best.
That'll help you XP.
Kobolds are
And
nasty
look for all the
robots.
shinies.
I represent one of Neverwinter's leading citizens. He discovered his place of business was burglarized during the night. So he made off with a little money and a lot of booked business records. I was offered a fee to recover the stolen scrolls. Since I'm
make
not
sure we
fond of
collect all these
giveaways,
scrolls that we
nor
can.
being stabbed,
You'll see on the side there, it
I'm
gives you a
offering
running
you a
total of
portion
how
of
many
this
you have.
Once you found
Let's
the
get this guy to shut up because he's getting annoying. But you see over here, under Finder's Fee, we have recovered scrolls 2 of 12. So we'll go over here and kill these guys. Quite often the traps and stuff are hidden, so you're not going to be able to see them until you're right on top of them. So you got to be careful with that. Like here. And she's currently disabling them for us, so. Plus it gives her XP doing so. A little bit, but still some. Now again, you want to check everywhere. There's probably nothing back here, but you never know. You want to check anyway, just in case. There is something down here. Like I said, you want to check everywhere. Because you never know what you're going to find and what you're not going to find. Moving to the next area. Now see, unfortunately your line wants you to get hit. So it tends to run right over the traps. Like here, it purposely curves into the trap, which I think is silly. Leg spike. I didn't realize there was one right there.
Yeah. Oops. Oops. Be careful, there's traps right there.
Yep. Quite often you can see them pretty easily because like these ones have little black lines that show where they are. Now, remember earlier I was talking about mimics, how when a chest doesn't open it's a mimic? In this particular case it's just a trap. That chest will open once you kill these things. And these guys like to jump at you.
Yeah, and they can knock you down when they jump at you.
And no matter what your level is.
Yeah.
But,
so,
thankfully...
again, avoid the red circles.
Yep. But thankfully, I can knock them down too. Okay, so, we got new boots. So let's put those on. Oh, nope, they're not as good as what we're currently wearing. So, we'll break them down for refinement points. And she already opened the door. Now you notice the chest is not shiny anymore, so we can't interact with the chest this time. Because we've already tripped that trap. And that was an unavoidable trap. We had to trip that one. Your companions also tend to talk. Why didn't you die? So sometimes they're fun to have along just for that reason.
Yeah, sometimes they say some pretty funny stuff.
Kind of like him. He says, I am not a liar, but I do play one. Which is a trope on the old I'm not a doctor, but I'd play one on TV. When you're attacking multiple opponents with her, with the fighter tank, you need to want to make sure you're facing one of the opponents, because if you don't, you're going to walk along like this, which means you'll walk right past your opponents. I actually did that quite a few times. So you want to make sure you're always facing an opponent, otherwise you're going to be walking right past them. Not that many opponents last long enough with her. And that guy just did not want to die. Oh, hey, there's somebody over here. Good die. Okay. Now this one gives us the last of our scrolls, so you notice all the rest of the scrolls that were shiny are no longer shiny, because you don't need any more. Now, a lot of times I'll wait a little bit so I can get everybody where I want them, so I can make the most out of the attack. Make sure you be careful of the shiny, of the red areas. If you can interrupt their attack, do so, because it helps protect your other members. Now, sometimes you're going to get items. Like in this case, we got a broken idol. If you click on it, it'll actually be a quest item. It gives you a quest. So you click on that, and you can get a quest that you can continue on. You got a new helmet. And this is much better than the one we're currently wearing, so we'll replace that. And again, check everywhere. If you were a cleric or a religious character, you can use this. You notice again, I've got the hand there. I don't remember seeing a thing on here saying that my companion finished training yet, so I'm not going to pull him out or send this one for training, because if I do, then I'm left companionless.
Well, not totally. I'm with you.
Technically, yeah. But you don't heal.
No, but I can save your butt.
That's true. You can. Okay, so now that we finished the sewers, like I said, that's a pretty quick little quest. It gives you some extra XP. It doesn't take long to do. And we're just about running up on an hour now, so we'll finish this out. We'll see if we have enough XP to go up to the next level. I don't think we're going to, though.
Shove off. You got the scrolls? Good. Then I got your money.
Thank
gonna
you.
pull through, by the way, if you care. Cold-balled bugger.
Go talk to
My
her.
jewelry. You found it.
Now, we want to come around here, because we want to take care of this idol thing. So come around here, we'll talk to this little kobold thing.
There are things to be done. Ah, yes. This idol was once worth a great deal. But
he tells us to come over here and talk to her.
I can't pay you for.
Do you have astral diamonds to... Thank you for bringing this
And
to
she
me.
gives us a bound scroll of
correct
for teleport to Protector's Enclave, which is good. We need that. Well, we can use that. Okay, so now that we have that, now we can go talk to Sergeant Knox and see what we go from there. We're about halfway to our next level. So I doubt we're going to get enough XP to get the next level. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, a little bit of a leg spike again.
Protector's Enclave. Good work.
Okay. That finishes that out. And I was right, we don't have enough to move on to the next stage. So, what we're going to do is we're going to end it right here. We'll probably talk about guilds next time. And the benefits of being in a guild. And how you can utilize even low-level guilds that don't have any extra boons. But a lot of guilds will have boons that can help you out as well. And since we're going to be logging off, I'm going to go ahead and send my companion for training. That way he'll be, when I come back, both those companions will be fully trained. I can choose whichever one I want, start with them until they switch out again. And I hope this was informational. I hope you had a great time. And if you liked the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more videos from me. Hit the bell icon to make sure that you get the notifications when I post new videos. And I hope you have a great day. Be entertained. Bye-bye.